How's it going, people? Welcome back to another new episode of The Gears, and thanks for tuning in again. So this time, most requested lens, Sony Sonnar 55mm f1.8 dice lens. I got a lot of comment about that, but here, finally, I'm gonna do that. But first, if you haven't watched the short film that I posted last time, go watch it to get the idea how this lens does a job. That video was filmed with only Sony A7 III and this 55mm f1.8. And now, after using it for a while, and now I kinda know, why so many people are interested in that lens. But anyway, let's start. As always, I'm gonna focus on build quality, autofocus, and image quality. Okay, first, build quality. So the biggest thing about this lens is its weight and size. It weighs around 280 grams and the size is similar to 35mm f1.8. It's really compact, small, and great to carry. I brought this lens to the mountain, hiking, to shoot the short film and footages. This weight and size helped me a lot. When this lens was in my camera bag, it was like, I felt nothing changed. So this weight and size are really good for people who cares about, the weight of the camera bag, like landscape photographer, videographer, and street photographer, videographer, something like that. It'll save you and give you the high mobility. So the lens itself is super simple. It doesn't have any switches. I wish I had AF/MF control switch. I am a big fan of that. The body is, Sony high quality, body as always. Well, this copy was kind of rough because I rented, but I'm sure the new one is beautiful. So the focus ring, it moves very well, the good heaviness on it, but it's plastic or metallic touching feel. Well, I prefer the rubber focus ring, but in total, of course, it's not perfect, but this lightweight and small and compact and great to carry body is so huge. So if this image quality is awesome, 55mm f1.8, like strong and massive, image that can be used for like hero scene, like a biggest punch scene, you name it. Anyway, that'd be awesome, that'd be fantastic. But for now, let's move on to autofocus. So next one is autofocus. First, autofocus speed was 0.7 second average, but of course it changes depending on situation, distance, and aperture and light. But in total, I thought this autofocus is pretty fast and accurate. Like this footage, I guess aperture was around 4 or 5.6, it was 6, somewhere around that. And a middle distance range, it was pretty fast. When the distance is short, sometimes it went back and forth a little bit, but not a big motion. And I think the face tracking is very well. And when it's f1.8, it was not smooth as when it's f4 or 5, but the speed is still very fast. When I moved my face back and forth, it tracked it okay. But in the mountain, when this lens didn't know where to focus, it was moving weirdly with some noise. Well, I think, that was my fault. And when I filmed my dog, I think I can say this autofocus did a good job on it. While he was jumping, stepping around, it caught his face okay. Well, he was too excited to be filmed. So far, actually, it's very good. More than good, so don't let me down, guys. Keep going. Let's move on to image quality. So 55mm and f1.8. This focal length is really good to have for many reasons. To me, the biggest thing about this 55mm is that you can create some sort of strong impression scene. Like this scene, the image has a good amount of compression and blur. This image can help the audience to understand the story, the thing I want to tell. Also, it's good for detail shots. Detail shots are really important to help the audience to develop their emotion. And when it comes to photography, okay, this is 55mm prime lens. So obviously you have to move your body to make a composition. Before, I prefer the zoom lens when I shoot in the nature because I don't want to bring a lot of stuff to nature, like hiking, mountain, and the zoom lens is more versatile for many situations. But this lens is small and light, plus it has a joy to move our body to make a scene, make a image. Why not? I loved using it in the field. You know what? By watching, the way I talk about this lens, probably already at this point you guys, get the idea how I feel about this lens. Well, yeah, I was so impressed by this lens. I loved it. That was good. So moving on to sharpness. So I knew it was good. Come on, it's Zeiss, man. Honestly, wow. This is all I can say. Like, there's nothing I hate about this sharpness. Before I was kind of worried about like harsh sharpness that Zeiss tend to, make, you know what I mean? Zeiss is really good for sharpness, but sometimes the image gets so harsh, but it never happened. The balance of sharpness and softness is just fantastic. Details were captured so well. And of course it's sharp as hell. But there is no weird, bad harshness in the image. Although each information is depicted so well and clean, the total image doesn't get harsh. You know what? This is amazing thing. The ability to mix the sharpness and softness in one image is so high. これマジですごいと思った。山で撮ってて。And of course, in photography, look at this depiction. You know what? One day, some guy said in the comment, like, more footages, less your face.
I can't say, no, I always gotta go. Playing house, this ain't a home with my soul on the road. I can't.
And by the way, I'm talking a lot of good stuff about this lens, but of course this video is not sponsored by Zeiss or Sony. I'm just doing by myself. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I simply think this lens is great so far. But let's move on to color next. So now you get the idea how this sharpness is good, but also color is. But of course the color depends on how you deal with that. But I shot videos with S-Log3 and photos with RAW and color graded them with my style. What I can say is the color is so honest and pure. Even though I recreated color in DaVinci Resolve or Lightroom, the color is really close to the one I saw with my eyes. Especially, I loved how this lens captured the light. Those images, it was around 5 AM, so the sunlight was still soft and yellow and creamy orange. This lens was able to capture that vibes, that moment, that feel, that environment, This is also why I liked this lens. The depiction, the color is honest and pure. So the last thing I'm gonna talk about is low light ability. Actually, this F.8 helped me a lot to shoot night scene in that short film that I posted last time. I filmed it all by myself, so I didn't use a proper light, but it was able to capture the moment. Of course, when it's super dark, like the night mountain where there's barely light, I had to dial up ISO and it generated noises on the image. But in total, I want to say good job Zeiss 55mm f1.8. You did a good job. I'm pretty happy about the result it made considering situation and environment. Plus with this noise I can deal with that in color grading. So if you are interested in noise reduction in DaVinci Resolve, comment below. Anyway, it's not super great for low light, but definitely this f1.8 is huge benefit. Okay, so conclusion is, considering all aspects of this lens, buy it if you're at the fence. I'm not gonna recommend this lens to everyone because each person is in different stages. Me personally, I prefer 50mm G Master for many reasons. I had the opportunity to use that lens for commercial work before and it was super awesome. After experiencing that, this lens is kind of out of choice for that for that use. So if people ask me if this lens is perfect for that use, I will say no. But if I want to bring the focal length around 50mm to the nature, mountain hiking, I will probably choose this 55mm f1.8 over 50mm G Master because of its weight and size and its amazing image quality, autofocus ability. So the lens choice changes depending on situation and use. But if people ask me what is the best 50mm focal length with a good autofocus and good image quality but within $1,000, this is the one. So I know there are many people who are interested in this 55mm f1.8 lens and they're about to buy, but I don't know what to do. If you're that kind of people, get it. Buy it, get it. The size and weight, the image it creates, they don't match in a good way. So if you want to carry less and if you want to be lightweight always, and if you want the high mobility but also you want the ability to shoot the hero scene, the visual impact on that video, on that short film within $1,000, so far I don't know anything but this lens. Okay, this is it. If you have any questions about this gear, don't hesitate to leave the comment below. And also, if you have any requests for next gears, also leave the comment below. So today's topic is pretty much it, and thank you for watching this video. If you like this one, show me a thumb and hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. OK、この30秒のやつはやるからね。GO! あれ GO! よし !30 秒。久しぶりのギアーズですね。あっちい、マジで。あっちい。やっぱさ、俺いいマイク使ってるわけじゃないし、なんかエアコンバカみたいに風が強いから、切らないといけないんですよね。15秒。ギアーズやりました。で、この後ね、何があるかっていうと、フィルターのレビューを作ろうかなっていうふうに思ってます。3、2、Thank you for watching! Hey! Thank you for watching! あっちいよ、マジで。終わり。